970 WFLA. Talking fishing. Going to be here until 8 o'clock.
Unfortunately, only until 8 o'clock.
Definitely, unfortunately. Lots of stuff to talk about today. Obviously, looks like we had a killer weather window right here. I mean, that might have been one of the most beautiful rides across the bridge I've made in a long time. Those lights on both sides when it's glassed out like that, man, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I walked out of the house this morning. I was like, man, if the weather was like this all year, right. We'd have big problems in this state.
Yeah, bigger than we already have.
Yeah, it was gorgeous out there.
But it doesn't look like it's going to last long.
No. Unfortunately, this weather window is very short-lived, but it's a great example of the days that you need to capitalize. These little weather windows in between these systems, in between these frontal boundaries, are the days to make it out there on the water because the fish are going to be foaming, absolutely chewing. You want to try to get out on the water as far away from the last front as possible, right before the next front. And today is that perfect example of that. This is a few days behind that last weather event, right before the weather goes bad again tomorrow. And the fish should be really ready. We're on the backside of a full moon. We're coming up to a last quarter moon Tuesday. There's still some pretty good tidal flows, but it's going to be slowing down through the weekend, tidal flow-wise, current-wise. And then next week, it's going to be a little bit slower current. We're going to have some pretty nautical weather conditions potentially.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It doesn't look good. Tomorrow, the wind's going to pick up and really stay up almost through the entire work week. But they are showing potentially a little weather window coming up this next weekend, and hopefully that'll hold true for us. But it's going to be a cold, breezy, windy week, and some pretty good chances for some serious showers there. We have a line of storms potentially tomorrow morning and a pretty good, I would say, 24 hours of storms there Tuesday and Wednesday. So going to be a little nautical for sure, and it's going to get cold, but it's that time of year, right?
It is. Yeah.
It's you have to weather these little periods of rough weather, and then behind those periods of rough weather, you get a day or two, maybe 3 days of nice weather, and that's when the fish are ready. And we're only another 3-4 weeks away when all of a sudden those fronts get further apart. We get more weather windows in between the fronts, and they start slowing down, and we'll get more and more good weather. So
next thing you know, pitchers and catchers report it's spring training and we're off and running, baby.
Yeah,
no doubt.
We're on the doorstep.
Looks like we got an outgoing tide for most of the area this morning, so that water's dumping out pretty good this morning. So some of them shallow water, big trout, them big yellowmouths should be going crazy here first thing this morning. Again, beautiful day out there. Hopefully you get out on the water. Weather update brought to you by our good friends at Reese Windows and Doors, Florida's leading window and door company, over 50 years in business. Free installation, most windows and doors installed in just 6 weeks. As always, they only use in-house installers, no freelance contractors, double lifetime warranty, which means you never pay for warranty when you sell your house. The warranty transfers to the new owners, which adds value to your home. Visit reesewindows.com for more information. Well, again, lots of stuff to talk about today. I was on the water this week. Really, it's challenging right now. Although there is some really good trout fishing, the sheephead bite, if you get in the right spot and they're stacked up, they're chewing really well. The usual wintertime ladyfish and jacks and things like that around. But
on the inshore side of things, one weird thing to me is there's still snook around Johns Pass.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you what's happened, and if for those of us that have been doing it a long time now, I'm in my 25th year here, Jamie Goodwin and I were talking about it, you got to remember that we had some freezes that killed off a lot of snook. These fish now, all those fish that have transitioned to Crystal River and all that, and they've had them, all along, but
they're
not the numbers. I think it's a stronger strain.
Yeah.
They're just more cold water tolerant. Now, they're still subtropical, and if this lasts too long, if that water gets too cool, you're going to lose some snook, but it's
the
it's
ones
a tougher
we're
group.
seeing though are definitely seemingly cold stunned, right? They're up on the surface, kind of sunning themselves, and they're the big dogs, the 40-plus inch fish. And it doesn't matter what you throw at them.
No.
The kids around the pass are hard after them, throwing everything in the kitchen sink, even 10-pound tests, just to see if they'll bite.
Begging
right?
them, yeah.
And there's been a few caught here and there, but they are very lethargic.
Yeah.
Most of the ones that are being caught are up there in the mouth of the bayou and the back bay, and definitely have to
towards
work
that
for 'em.
warmer, dark bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even then, boy, it's you really ought to leave those fish alone because that you know if you're going to release them anyway, and you're just wearing them out.
Yeah.
And it's hard to do. You know,
Yeah.
you see that big dog coming across the surface, you're like, oh, I got to have that.
Yeah.
I get it, but those fish should really be left alone. I haven't really targeted them at all. I know a couple of guys are catching some here and there. I've seen some laying up on some of the dark edges and all that, but I've just been focusing on sheephead, redfish, and trout, just your cold water species, much more tolerant. They release much better.
The redfish have been prolific.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
The red fishing is so good. And, you know,
Our buddy John Sasser, who fishes John's Pass religiously, he is in a sheepshead tournament, and he was sending me pictures, and it's just redfish after redfish after redfish. I'm like, dude, I thought you were in a sheepshead tournament. He was like, it's just too much fun. I can't stop.
I've been on shorelines where we were catching 40, 50 redfish a morning. Just a great, a dock line just gets covered in them. And tell your customers, man, we've been wrecking the redfish pretty good on this dock line. We get in there, we're gonna wreck them pretty good, and then get in there and catch nothing but sheephead. Yeah. Like the sheephead moved in and just were like and bullied the redfish right out of here. Like, oh, this is our
like red snapper offshore.
Yeah, very similar. It's like I was like, I mean, and have a stupid good sheephead day, but your customers looking at you going, I thought you were on a redfish bite. I'm like, it was redfish yesterday. Overnight, something happened.
Should have been here yesterday.
The sheepies moved in. There's a new gang on the block, and they took over, dude. They pushed the bloods right out.
Yeah. Those sheepshead are prolific, and they're super aggressive. So when they get clouded up like that, it's hard to get a bait past them.
They are tough, boy. They are tough. And there's there's so much damage. I fished a lot of shorelines, a lot of dock lines this week, and there's so much damage to so many docks. It's created a lot of interesting structure, a lot of interesting structure. So I imagine when it comes to structure creatures like sheephead and redfish and all that, they're probably quite happy. They're like, oh, look, new building.
They've got a lot of them.
Yeah, they got a lot of them tore up out there. So, but that's been really, really good. Live shrimp was definitely the way to go. On the artificial side, the big trout are eating mirror lure provokers, my very favorite trout lure on the planet. I love sliding that big mirror lure provoker. It's a 5-inch, like almost a jerk bait. Unbelievable.
But
bone silver.
When you said you're working dock lines for the redfish or the sheepshead, you like live shrimp, but I know you fish jig heads. So are you putting a live shrimp tail hook?
Actually, I haven't. I didn't. What I went to this year, at least I haven't gone to my old trusty jig heads yet because I've been using just a little 1/4-ounce egg sinker. It slides up and down. Yeah, knocker rig style, exactly.
And
with the circle hook.
Shrimp.
Yep, tail hook and the shrimp. Exactly.
Interesting.
Same as using a 1/4-ounce jig head, really. I mean, it's the same thing. The nice part about that is it allows me to use the circle hook.
Yeah.
So with that mustad circle hook, especially the mustads, they're so sharp. That sheephead's mouth is tough to boot. So not only are they
what size hook?
Criminally little insane. I use the 2/0.
2/0?
Yeah. And sometimes they get a little smaller. Well,
that's a big one.
They size a little different with mustad. It doesn't really.
It doesn't seem like a 2/0.
It doesn't. It's a little. When I ordered them and they came in, I thought those look a little small, but we'll try them. And for the sheephead, they've been working good.
Yeah.
So, and again, it's
because if you were snook fishing, a 2/0 sounds right. But if you're sheep's head red fishing, you'd want to go a little smaller generally, right?
Not for the redfish, but for the sheephead. Sheephead for sure.
But a redfish has a smaller mouth than a snook.
Yeah, but when they pin stuff to the bottom and suck in a big bunch of water, that's how they eat. They eat aggressive. You don't have to go. I mean, think about, I can't tell you how many times I've caught, 25-inch redfish on a chunk of ladyfish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where a sheephead's mouth, he's not going to slurp in a giant chunk of ladyfish. He's eating crustaceans off the bottom. So just a different approach. They just feed differently.
I got you.
That sheephead's going to pick at it. That redfish is going to swim over there and inhale it. Exactly. They eat like banshees. When they're grubbing,
we wouldn't know anything about that.
When they're yeah, right. They eat like us. That's what I should have said. But yeah, I mean that's what I've been doing. Again, I've talked about those jig heads before from I want to remember the company that makes them now. It's a big hook company, Gamagatu. Gamagatu makes some I want to say it's almost a football jig head. It's a funky shaped jig head, but they come with a 1/0 and a 2/0 hook in them.
Mm-hmm.
So even the 1/0 hook is so small that it works great. And you can flip that up underneath there. That 1/4 ounce gives you nice accuracy with a light shrimp to get them right where you want them under the docks. The only problem you run into is when they do get feeding heavy, then you get a couple that they swallow them, or if you get on a redfish bite mixed in there, they inhale it so bad. Now you got that jig head, all the way down their gullet, which you don't want. Yeah. So that's where that circle hook, the mustad circle hook, comes in handy with that 1/4 ounce egg sinker. And you can go lighter if you want. If you're shallow, you can go lighter, but that 1/4 ounce jig head, that's a trick I learned from Dave Marquette. Dave does that a lot with live bait. We use a little bitty egg sinker, like a 1/4 ounce, just to slow it down. The fish they get in that mood where they just don't want to chase stuff. That just slows that white bait, slows that pinfish down just enough that fish are like, all right. You seem a little lazy.
You tricked me into it.
Yeah, exactly. So sometimes that's what you got to do. You got
for the trout. You like that bone silver? You said
that bone silver and that mirror lure provoker is just a ridiculous color. I don't know why. I don't think I learned it from one of the guys up in Crystal River, and when he broke it out, I thought, that's an interesting color. It's not a color that I probably would have grabbed to fish Tampa Bay. I would have gone with a root beer gold flake, or maybe a white. I like pearl a lot. They make a glow with a chartreuse tail that's really popular on the west coast of Florida. I probably would have stayed in that color line. But that bone silver, I don't know what it mimics exactly. I don't know if it looks like a mullet up shallow. I'm not sure what it is. But when you slide it, rig it weedless, and slide it through the grass real slow, especially up shallow in 16 to 18 inches of water, man, the bites are ridiculous.
Game on.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And you can see in that clean water, you see that big yellow mouth open up.
Game on.
So much fun. So much fun.
Nice.
Silly time. Phone lines are open here, 1-800-969-9352. The Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show. We're talking fishing on the other side. Light these phone lines up. We'll be back.
Yeah, we did well yesterday and again today. Make hay while the sun is shining, baby. Yeah, this time of year we do a lot of yesterday and today. Well, today didn't look that great, right? Today's gotten better and better and better forecast-wise over the last 24 hours. But we were Thursday afternoon calling everybody booked Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Like, hey, we're not canceling your trip yet, but it looks shitty. So you should probably go Friday because it's the best weather day. So we do a lot of that this time of year, trying to take our other reservations when we know the weather isn't going to be as great and try to suggest what day they go.
God, with our weather, that can bite you in the ass too, can't it?
Oh, 100%. It's a gamble.
Yeah.
But that's why we don't cancel. Like, I haven't canceled the trips for this week yet. But right now, it looks like they're going to be canceled. So we just suggest, hey, we know tomorrow's going to be good. Can you go tomorrow?
Right.
So, and my staff does that a lot because they're passionate and they care. So they tell people, hey, the weather doesn't look great that day. And I tell them all the time, if they can't go any other day, book them. Even though they're calling 7-foot waves, book them, because that day that's showing 7-foot waves is 5 days from now, and the weather can completely change. So get the reservation, capture the booking, then we have their phone number, then we can call them if it's nice 2 days beforehand. We can call them and suggest moving.
You guys big on email mailing list stuff?
Yeah, email, text, call. It's nice. The systems we have in place allow us to do all that. Yeah.
Good stuff, bro. Good stuff.
That coupled with the website and the communication on social media, it seems to do well.
Yeah, but that and your reputation and the history you guys have of taking care of people.
Try. Can't make everybody happy all the time, though, unfortunately.
I've been in the service business a long time, brother.
John Rivers said it's he put the model number in there. It's a 1/4 ounce football jig. By Gamakatsu.
It is.
And he put the model number in the Real Animals live stream if you're interested on what exact jig Capt Mike's talking about.
Thanks, John Rivers.
Man, Hubbard said, already stressed. Save our snook. So leave him alone.
Yeah, no doubt. It's just not a great time to target them. Not when it gets this cold. It's not bad if we have a mild winter. You can play with them, especially in some of the back bays. You get a bunch of them little guys. You can play with them little ones quite a bit. You know what I mean? Without hurting them too bad. But them big girls, they fight so hard that by the time you release them, even if you take time to release them good, that's a butt whooping on them big ones.
And this is that time of year you see a lot of poaching. Those cold stunned snook.
Big time. What?
Our ADD TV is
yeah,
up.
what the hell, bro? Should be on sports. That relentless perpetual edge nose spot is a little short.
Morning, Bill. Morning, Jerry. Morning, Jenny. Nick. Cat. Dennis. Dan the Fishman. Mick Dodge. Will Keene. Paul Brown. What's going on, y'all? We're switching retail software systems and going to Shopify. I'm pretty pumped because it should help our online store a lot. And we can't. Shopify is an app, so you can't use a computer. So we're switching over to iPads.
Yeah.
Is that what your online store is? Cool. So we can actually sell your stuff through our store without actually having it in our retail then.
Should be able to.
Yeah, we can connect them.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, cool.
Welcome back, 624 here at the iHeartMedia Empire. You know, we got some storms coming this way. It looks like some rain this week. Hopefully your roof is in good shape. Maybe, you know, from the big storms we had here recently, you're having trouble finding the right roofer. Well, trust me when I tell you, nobody does it better than Affordable Roofing System. Shingle, metal, tile, flat roofs, it doesn't matter. Repairs, replacements, it doesn't matter. Nobody does it better. Over 3 decades of roofing experience, let Affordable Roofing Systems guide you through this important process. Give them a call today at 1-888-397-ROOF for your free estimate, or visit them online at affordableroofingflorida.com. Definitely the choice of the Real Animals. Captain Big Ben Marshall used them. D. Hubs used them as well.
Good people.
David Torres and his family are elite, to say the least. Just great, great people. So, again, give them a call, 1-888-397-ROOF. Get that free estimate. Get yourself straightened out there. Let's go to the phones here real quick. Got a short segment before the bottom of the hour. Let's check in quick with Donald and Lutz. Donald, how are you?
I'm doing great. I hope you can hear me okay.
Oh, I got you.
All right. So heading out to Sunset Beach Park there in Tarpon Springs with my Dawsu Kayak Club. I got Liz made some chicken wings. I love her wings. She does great buffalo sauce and stuff. And got cheeseburgers and hot dogs. And it'll be a fun time out there.
I think you should do a kayak thing over here by Feather Sound some morning, and then about, I don't know, 8:15 or so, have
we'll
everybody.
Be there for the chicken wings.
Yeah, we'll be there for the wings and the burgers. I mean, come on, bro.
Well, you're invited. Come on by out there.
We're working, Donald. We're working here. We're working.
We're very hard at work. It's very laborsome.
We're grinding here.
You guys hey, it should be a nice day out. They changed the forecast for the better for us.
Looks great out.
They knew Donald had a kayak meet, so they lowered the winds for you.
That's right, which is awesome. I appreciate that, guys.
Yeah, and it's going to be nice. It's not too windy. I mean, it's a great day to get out there in the kayak. Plus, a little overcast, so those topwater baits should be fun.
Should be fantastic. I'll go and tide this morning. Should be sexy.
Yeah, it should be good day, and sort of hoping, because I want to, everybody that I, because I plan these outings and where we're going and the days, and I just want everybody to catch fish. And so far, it's working out.
You sound like Dylan Hubbard.
That's the goal, baby.
I think I heard that somewhere before today.
Yeah, you want everybody to catch fish and come on back.
That's the way it works. It's almost like you're a charter captain, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way we roll.
That's right. I've been doing this a long time. Really have, been blessed. Have some great people around me, and everybody's it's just been awesome, and I'm still alive.
That's how we all feel. Yeah. You do sound like a charter captain.
Right, exactly.
I'm still alive.
Oh, crusty, salty, happy to be alive. Donald, have a great day out there. Good luck. Call us tomorrow and let us know how everything went, all right?
Tight lines, buddy.
Absolutely. Hey, you guys take care. Appreciate you guys.
All right,
Stay safe, tight line.
You too.
Hey, on the stream, someone asked, what is the color that you use for that football kit? You said bone silver.
They come just lead colored.
Lead
it's
color.
Just a lead colored jig.
All right, keep it simple.
I use lead up most of the time. Doesn't matter what plastic I'm throwing. In most situations, I'm throwing just a lead colored jig head. I've been with some guys on the tour years ago that just had to have chartreuse. Some guys got to throw red. Red's supposed to be the first color in the spectrum that disappears in the water, blah, blah, blah. Lead color. I don't know why.
All right. Yeah. Keep it simple.
That's a T.J. Stewart thing. When I'm fishing, filming shows with T.J. Stewart, he whooped my keister one day. I was throwing chartreuse and he was throwing lead, and I've been throwing lead ever since. Still licking my wounds from that butt whooping. We got our good friend. We should ask a guy who's probably thrown a jig or two in his career.
Ray Markham?
No. Old Mother Hubbard.
Van Hubbard.
The great Van Hubbard.
Nice.
My favorite.
He might know a few things.
Yeah, he might know a few things. We'll ask him on the other side. But that's a great question. You can leave your questions there on the live feed, Real Animals Facebook page, the Hubbard's Marina Facebook page. Also, you can bring them right here, 1-800-969-9352. Light these phone lines up. Let's talk fishing. We'll be back.
Yeah, whenever you ask me or to guess who the caller is, I always get it wrong.
It gives other people love.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we thought I was calling.
Good question, Paul Brown.
Advocates of recreational marijuana are planning to resubmit their ballot initiative in 2026. The new proposal will include provisions such as banning smoking in public. Marshall Morgan, CEO of MFJ Health, spoke to CBS 12.
For us, as long as patient health and safety remain the priority, we're fully supportive of this.
The most recent effort to legalize weed in Florida narrowly fell short of the 60% of votes needed to approve the amendment. Another collision involving a Brightline train, this time in Palm Beach Gardens at the Burns Road crossing. The crash happened just before noon Friday. No further
Dude, the amount of people the Brightline train hits is nuts. Nuts how many people that train kills. Have you seen that up Facebook? I think it's an Instagram account. It's not safe for work. There's some heavy curse words used, but it's pretty. I wouldn't say comical because it's kind of ugly, but it's wild. Yeah, it's called Brightline Crash Tracker, and it's literally an account that just shows every time the Brightline train hits somebody, and they post like every other day or every 2 days. It's pretty wild how often. Sometimes back-to-back days. January 5th. January 5th. January 8th. January 9th. It's crazy how many times people get killed by that train.
What train?
They just said on the news again that someone got hit by that Brightline train and killed. I was just talking to the stream about this Brightline crash tracker, and literally all they do is the same post. And it's crazy. Like, it's bad to laugh about, but like, dude, they post like every other day or every third day about another person getting killed by a train.
Why?
Because the train originally it's a high speed rail.
Yeah.
So it doesn't like stop, and because it's so high speed, people don't realize that it's coming, and it's electromagnetic, so it doesn't make a lot of noise like other trains, and it's going at like crazy speeds. So people cross the tracks and get killed, or people will walk on the tracks and just get massacred. Or like the other day, a fire truck was going across it, and something happened, and the fire truck stopped. And this train's going so fast, it can't stop, so it hit the fire truck. And so like there's accidents all the time. And originally, when they planned that development to build that train line, it was supposed to be way out of town. Dixon was telling me about this because Dixon lives over there and he's used it before. And apparently, it was supposed to be way, way, way out of town. So this didn't happen, right? It was supposed to be in like rural, very far west of all the land out there, or all the property out there. But I guess there was some political pressures or something, and they ended up moving it into town on this other railway that they had to fix up. And there was money and federal dollars going to it, so it was going to happen. It was a matter of where. So they pushed it onto this old rail system that was used to move cargo, and it's in town. So now this train's going, I don't know, 180 miles an hour through town. So it's like no wonder there's all these accidents.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And Dixon was saying it's hard to use that train for what it's meant to be because it hits so many people. So you'll be going somewhere to like catch a flight out of Miami, and when the train hits somebody and kills somebody, the train has to stop. So it's literally a concern for commuters because it kills so many people that you're not going to make it to your plane on time because there's like a 50-50 shot you're going to kill somebody. Isn't that nuts? Isn't that crazy?
No, there's nothing about that that makes any sense.
I know, right? When he was telling me this story, I was like, you're messing with me, man. And then I learned more about it. I was like, holy crap, it's true. Like, it kills people so frequently, you can't use it as a commuter option. Isn't that nuts? That's like government hard at work,
I was
baby.
going to say that.
We spent like $40 million, $60 million on that.
Yeah, why not? Makes sense to me.
Nuts. You guys should definitely look into the whole Brightline train thing because it's very interesting. It's a great case study in political failures and taxpayer waste.
All them people with them train ideas, man. It's like, you should get punched in the throat. That's funny. Well, I was going to take the train to the airport, but I decided not to because we might kill someone today. They didn't kill anyone yesterday, so they're due.
Yeah.
Every 48 hours.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nuts.
Welcome back. 6:35 here at the iHeart Media Empire. Hope your Saturday is off to a great start. Relentless Perpetuous Knives. You've been hearing us talk about them. The world's first self-sharpening knife. Sharpens as it cuts. Beaver tooth technology. Unbelievable. Take the work out of filleting a pile of fish. Get your Relentless Knives today. Go to relentlessknivesusa.com. Why are you giggling over there?
Every time you say beaver tooth technology,
It's crazy, right? But it's true.
It's a great knife. It's awesome. I'm not laughing about that. Just the beaver tooth technology. I contend that that's not a technology. It's just a cool feature that nature has, and they've incorporated that into the knife.
Well, I could get into all that, bro, but it's like a 30-second read.
I understand.
You want me to break it down
laugh.
scientifically?
It just makes me laugh. Beaver tooth technology.
I mean,
Our
I don't know
teeth
any
have
other.
technology now.
Well, ours don't, but
Yeah.
beaver teeth do.
They've got AI in the teeth.
That's right. And Relentless Knives has sucked it up and put it to work.
The fact that it doesn't rust is the craziest thing to me.
Dude,
I'm still like, and it's been like a year and a half.
there was a post up on social media about
Every time I hear
Relentless Knives.
never rust, I'm like, is that true? But then I look at the knife and it's not rusted. It's crazy.
I'm telling you, there was a post up, and I just jumped in the
You know what I'm gonna do?
in the comments.
I'm gonna take that knife off the bait table, and we should put it in a thing of salt water.
and just see how long it
Yeah,
lasts.
that'd be cool.
I'm sure they've done it.
Yeah, I'm sure they have.
I'm sure that's probably why
I'm
they
surprised
say
he
it
hasn't
never
done that
rusts.
yet. That
He's
should be
done it. I guarantee
that should be like a social media post.
That
like
should be.
Every week he posts a photo of the knife that he's had in salt water.
That's a good idea.
I'm gonna call George.
I wonder who does their marketing. We should call them and let them know it's a good idea.
They're silly.
They are silly. RelentlessKnivesUSA.com. That just turned into like a 3-minute plug.
Yeah.
It's a great knife. So
And we came up with a genius marketing idea.
that's right. We should get paid extra.
Dude, that'd be cool. Like that, they have those things where they put the McDonald's cheeseburger out and then they check in every week and how it's looked the same for 2 years. They should do the same thing with the knife. Put it in a bucket of salt water, check in every week.
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea.
What?
Let's go to the phones. We need some help here. Let's
I'm not
check,
wrong.
Let's check in with Captain Van Hubbard down
I'd be
in
very interested.
beautiful Charlotte Harbor.
I'm sure he's interested too.
Van, how are you, brother?
I'm wonderful. What a beautiful, beautiful morning. The
No
boats
doubt.
are already starting to run around.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
beautiful out there. It's gorgeous, no doubt. Beautiful day. So let me ask you a
Poor
question.
Mikey has beaver on the brain this morning.
Beaver teeth. Beaver teeth.
Be specific.
Yeah, beaver teeth. Let me ask you a question. If for your jig heads, what color do you prefer?
I really like the lead too,
Okay.
and that's the one time I actually don't mind the shiny lead. It seems to work good.
Okay.
My second favorite is hot pink.
Oh, hot pink.
Hot pink.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. All right.
And
Interesting.
my favorite jigs ever were those old Cody jigs. I don't know why, and I used to get them the special do them in lead, not paint them.
Jamie
And I've done that with Doc Stoopy jigs too, and done well with them, especially on mackerel.
Jamie Goodwin and Jamie was running my group trip with me this week. Just had a little 4-boat gig out of O'Neill's, and Jamie and I were talking that we never had to buy shrimp. Back 20 years ago, I didn't even get shrimp.
No.
I always liked the DOA Cal jigs, or now the Mirror, little bitty paddle tails. Those work absolutely phenomenal. White, I would take a giant bag of white and just put a jig head on everything. As long as you could get your customers to throw the jig effectively out over the grass, you'd catch 100 trout a day.
Well, doesn't that have to do a lot with the pressure too? I mean, I feel like the pressure has made the fish smarter. I feel like that offshore too, because like when I was younger, 8, 9, 10, 12 years old, I mean, we fished 80-pound test. And I remember if you dropped down 60-pound test, you were made fun of.
I think,
what are you using that light stuff for? Now we fish 30 pounds.
I think that's probably true for big fish, but I mean, it just seems like there isn't as many trout around.
That too, yeah.
You know what I mean? There's just you could almost. Van, tell me I'm wrong, but 20 years ago, you could, if you found a grass flat, there was probably something on it somewhere.
But even snook, like
this time of year,
like back in the day, you're fishing with a 4-aught or 6-aught and 60-pound tests around bridges for snook.
Sure.
But nowadays, I mean, they're using 3,000s and 20-pound leader.
For sure, 100%. There's some truth to that. What do you think, Van?
Both of them are valid thoughts. If you have more fish, they're easier to catch. You've definitely got more fishing pressure. You've got less water quality. You've got less grass flat quality. The less food, the less carrying capacity. All of that makes sense. But talking about going back, here's one that I don't know if you two youngsters can even remember, but how about Steve Love's Love Lures, the tandem ones?
The very first sponsor
on silver trout.
Very first sponsor I ever had. Steve Love and Love's Lures. Very first sponsor.
No wonder
I
you
ever
like
had.
when Van calls so much. He's the only caller that calls you a youngin.
Yeah, exactly. That might be part of it.
Oh, Love's Lures, man. I grew up using Love's Lures? I don't know.
Love, L-O, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Love
Just
Lures.
Love.
All
Love
right.
Lures. Yeah,
But
Steve
man,
Love.
that was such a great rig.
It was a great rig.
And when I was going through like the inshore evolution of inshore fishing, I always liked using what my dad used. My dad wasn't a huge inshore fisherman. He always used what his dad used. And like Wilson, when he was around, there was like 4 lures, right?
Right.
It was a mirror lure, it was a DOA, it was a Doc's Goofy jig, or a love lure. That was
Right.
it.
Yeah.
That was my tackle
Slim
box.
pickings. Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. I won my very first check from a tournament on a love lure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a color he gave us. He hadn't even cut it loose yet.
It was like towards my time when I was fishing with them, they were impossible to find. And like when you broke off or when something happened or a puffer fish grabbed them, it was like
Devastating.
tears well up.
Right. No doubt. No doubt. Great lure. That tandem rig was something else. Well, that little cork, you'd look at the whole thing and think.
And then I
really?
remembered, all right, then I learned how to tie it myself. And I was like, oh, game over. These fish are all in trouble.
Good stuff.
None of us use tandem jigs anymore, though.
No,
Yeah.
you're right. The tandem rig has kind of
The
gone away.
spec jigs, they still have the spec jigs that are rigged tandem that some of us sometimes use for pompano and stuff, the light ones and the crappie jigs,
Yep.
spec jigs. But otherwise, nobody uses tandem jigs anymore.
Let me ask.
You see some of the guys for pompano, they'll take that fly from the pompano, or they'll add a fly like 6 inches above the
For
jig.
sure, yeah.
So I see that sometimes.
A little bit.
But that's it.
Do you use popping?
I actually started that, by the way, Dylan. Excuse
I
me,
know.
Mike.
No,
I
you're good.
remember. I remember you telling us about that.
Listeners, probably more. than,
But you did it. You did the fly behind the jig, if I remember correctly, right?
I usually did it behind it,
Yeah, which is
and
a unique
it works
approach.
both ways.
do you
yeah.
do you use a popping cork at all anymore?
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
truly,
Oh, yes.
to truly pop
a
it.
rattle popping cork.
Okay, all right,
Ooh, a rattle popping cork.
interesting.
What brand?
Absolutely. Whatever. I mean, there's several around. Every time I get a brand I like, they go out of business and do something different. So,
The one
but,
that's really interesting is there's a company out of Louisiana that makes one, Three Horsemen.
Oh,
I think it's called those corks. Now that's when I use the corks still in that dirty water when I go to Louisiana or to Jacksonville or something like that. But in the clean water side, I don't.
Or behind
I
a
don't
cold
use them
front
very
in Tampa
much.
Bay.
Yeah, yeah. When
It gets pretty dirty.
water's dirty. Yeah. God, we used to
At least
everything.
in my
I like them in the
slice.
spring and summertime.
Everything used to be a popping
I like
cork.
them. Yeah, and it definitely attracts fish. I got some real nice ones from Salt Strong that have a real nice rattle to them, and it definitely, especially on trout and redfish, it definitely will call the fish in.
Salt Strong does a lot of things really, really well. Them boys work.
Amen.
Yeah, they work really, really hard, and they come out with a lot of really good stuff.
And not only that, but just we talk about the good people. I mean,
They
the
are
quality
really
of
good
those
people,
dude, and now they have that Salt Strong Alliance, the foundation that's given back to the waterways. I can't speak enough good things about Salt Strong.
Yeah, they do a good job.
Awesome.
They really have. I think they when they first came around, they were rubbing people a little bit wrong, and I think it wasn't even that they were rubbing them wrong. It was just a fear factor because these guys were coming in doing something different.
And they should have been afraid.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're
because
just
they've done so well.
yeah, but it hasn't. There's nothing to be afraid of. They're just working hard.
Yeah, but in my opinion, the whole being afraid part of it is people were worried because it was a unique approach, a new thing.
For sure.
And they've rippled the tackle industry.
yeah.
I mean, there was whole big moves, and they had to get that tackle shop in Lakeland because the tackle industry as a whole was so upset by they're shaking things up.
Yeah.
And it's cool what they've done. And that old moniker about like surrounding yourself with good people. I mean, you have two great guys, Joe and Luke, that have surrounded themselves with the highest quality of team.
That's the way to do it. Surround yourself with good people. Good things will happen. No
Amen.
doubt about it.
That's proof.
Look at you. You're just like a content just feeder. You're just feeding us with stuff, Van Hubbard.
That Carol Bennett does a pretty good job too.
Good job there, bud. I teed you up for that one.
Good,
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
good to hear
But
your voice.
those boys definitely give away the farm,
Yeah, they do
and
a
that's
good
a good
job.
thing for the angler.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. Good to hear your voice, my friend. Stay warm down there this week. Things are going to be a little rough and tumbly, it looks like.
Absolutely. God bless y'all, and keep up the good works.
All right, Van.
See you,
Appreciate
buddy.
you, brother. Hopefully we'll hear from you tomorrow. It's great stuff, man. You get those guys that have been fishing for that amount of time. They just offer so much great insight. It's just awesome. We used to get the same stuff out of like Captain Richard Seward all the time. He just got such little gems that if you're really paying attention, man, almost every time they talk, you can pick up some really, really great tips, man. They've been
Forgot more about fishing than most of us now.
100%. Yeah, Van Hubbard that is Van to a T right there. He is definitely one of a kind. Let's go to our good friend William Keene up in beautiful Crystal River. How are things up in Crystal River, brother? You guys all getting all recovered from the storm?
Oh, yes, most definitely. Hey, captains, good morning. I think you remember from the past, I'm a tandem rig guy myself. I use love lures. What I used to do is take one apart and learn how to make it. When you were talking about different color lead heads and different size weight lead heads, you can experiment with the two different colors on one tandem rig, and whichever one they're biting on, you change your color to match the one they're hitting the most.
That's a good idea.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
You also, if you have different current of water, you can use a stronger lead head in the front or the back, and then just travels through the water differently and match the size of your hatch. You can get the different size lead heads and experiment which one's the right one to use for the different depths.
I'm starting to figure out. I'm starting to figure out why we have less fish.
Yeah, it's William's fault.
William and Van Hubbard. I think it's William Keene and Van Hubbard are why we have less fish today than we had yesterday. That's it.
Well, it helps you target what's going to be what they're hitting on the most. High lines, guys. Next time we use the words, I hope you're saying them. Fish on. Thanks for being there.
Great call, brother. Great call. Fantastic.
Appreciate you, bud.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just like the same thing for different colors, more rods, all with different colors.
Different depths too, right?
Yeah.
Not everything with different depths.
And
That's
see what happens.
Yeah.
As you catch more fish, you dial it in.
Trial and error, if you will.
It's fishing. I mean, it's always changing. It's not a science.
That's a constant learning
You
process.
got to every day figure out what's going on.
I think that's one of the cool things about it, especially for somebody like you. With me, with ADD, it's never the same. It's always changing. 24 hours can be totally different. Crush them one day, you stink the next, and then, or you could get on a bite that lasted 2 weeks and still evolving a little bit. It's good stuff. Phone lines are open here, 1-800-969-9352. Again, the Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show. Light them up.
In your head.
What you got over there, buddy?
My bag of chargers. Everything is apparently dead.
Oh, good.
Dude, I'm obsessed with AI. It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah. Like, the whole Terminator, like the robots are going to take over the world.
Yeah.
When they do, I'm screwed. I got the new iPhone 16 because it has Apple Intelligence tied in. So I logged into my ChatGPT subscription, which I pay for because I use it so much. Dude, now ChatGPT is enabled on like everything on my phone. And Microsoft rolled out an AI tool in their Microsoft Office suite now. So now I have AI tools in Outlook and in Word. And, dude, it's so cool. And now I'm looking into this AI employee thing, this Sintra.ai or .io. You can hire this suite of employees, and you get 9 AI employees, and they each have different job descriptions. And you can put these little employees and their code to work. So cool. Yeah. So like instead of going through, I get like 200 emails a day, and a bulk of that is just like simple stuff, and some of it's spam. And these AI employees will learn your habits and learn because like some stuff you try to unsubscribe to and it just won't, right? Yeah. These things will learn your habits and then start doing it for you. So cool. Yeah. I'm pumped. And the new phone has an AI tie-in to the camera. So like if you're looking at something, trying to figure something out, you just snap a photo of it and then it just puts that through ChatGPT and then spits out what you need to know. Like, hey, where do I buy this? Or what is this? Or who makes this? Boom.
I'm almost due. They said we weren't due. Beth broke hers, so she had to get a new one. But I'd like to have that just for, what it expedites a lot is writing commercials.
Oh, dude. I use it. That's why I turn that one spot around so fast. Dixon was telling me about that, or Dixon's marketing guy was telling me about that like 5 years ago at ICAST. Yeah. And I was like, what's AI? What's a chat GPT? And now I couldn't live without it. It's crazy.
This is the damn old spot.
Oh yeah, I gotta email Jeff West. I need a key.
Why they can't keep this shit straight. It's the only job you have to do here. Spots is what you do. Seriously, bro. It's how you get paid. You think you can figure that out? Full-time struggle with me. I don't understand how. John Rivers. Welcome back. Got a short segment here before the top of the hour. 6:54 here. Again, hope your Saturday morning is getting off to a jamming start. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day, sort of. I mean, I thought we were supposed to get some rain, but it looks like it might be okay for a while today, huh?
Yeah, I hope so. It looks like a beautiful day out there, and I didn't see much rain in the forecast yesterday, but the forecast for today has been changing a lot.
Yeah, briskly.
Over the last 24 hours, just getting nicer and nicer. And looking at Windfinder, there's no rain in the forecast there, but who's to know?
Yeah,
I mean, in Florida, it can change on a heartbeat for sure. As far as rain chances are concerned, there's only a 10% chance of rain today, according to the 7-day forecast. Tomorrow, 70% chance.
Yeah,
and it's supposed to be tomorrow morning.
Yeah, it's going to get a little soggy.
But it'll be short-lived. But it's going to be like a pretty hefty line of showers from what I've heard.
Putting a shout out to our good friends at Power Pucks, the world's first power-supplied trolling motor quick-release bracket. It's absolutely incredible. Eliminates the need for an exterior power plug. If you've had a power plug on your boat where your trolling motor up front plugs into that plug, kind of in your anchor locker, salt water while you're washing the boat, everything gets in there. It corrodes, becomes an eyesore. It's just a pain. Things can snag on it. Go to powerpucks.com, PWRPUX.com. Find out for yourself why so many of the pros are making the switch to this thing. It'll blow your mind. It actually is power supplied, so you don't have that cord, you don't have that plug, you eliminate all that corrosion. Totally game changing. Also, Real Animals Junior Pro Staff launch is underway. The new application is up on the website, realanimals.com. Go to the website. If you know a young angler, last year we had about 50 kids. If you're under 18 and not going to turn 18 during the tournament, then you can participate. So it's 18 and under. We've got two great lead sponsors on this thing. 6a-8a Florida and Yamaha Outboards have both given us $5,000. We're going to give that money away in scholarships to the kids, winners of the summer tournaments. All you got to do is fill out the application, turn it in. Not all kids get accepted. You got to fill out the application. There's some questions on there, things like that. Fill it out. If you get accepted, we're going to send you a box of goodies, Real Animals Junior Pro Staff hat, shirt, measuring boards, all kinds of stuff. We will get you set up for the summer tournament and your chance to win $10,000 worth of college scholarships. Thing just keeps getting bigger and better. We've got great young anglers in the group. We always have a little get-together on a Saturday sometime in August and divvy up all the prizes. Ingle coolers, Bull Bay rods, Gator Jim's fishing tackle, all part of the Real Animals Junior Pro Staff. So if you know a young angler you think might be right for the team, get them signed up. What the heck? Let them maybe win some college scholarship money to move forward with. So, fun stuff.
Yeah, great idea.
Yeah, it was cool.
And a great location for it.
Yeah, Gator Jim's. While you're there, just bring your checkbook because you're going to get pulled right into that killer tackle store and want some goodies. Yeah, it's one of the best on the entire west coast of Florida for sure. 3301 Pinellas Point Drive, Gator Jim's Tackle. You've got to get by there and check it out. It's super cool.
They don't have an online store because they have so much inventory moving in and out, and a lot of the deals they give are so good, he's not allowed to put them online.
Exactly.
I mean, that's quite the problem to have.
Yeah.
I can't have an online store because we have so much inventory and the deals are too good.
I've been doing this a long time, as a lot of you know. I've never seen anybody, and some great tackle stores are partners with our shows. Great tackle stores. Nobody does it like Jim Bickle. You just don't. Even if you talk to the tackle store owners, they're like, yeah, Jim Bickle's on another level. Another level. Freak show. 3301 Pinellas Point Drive. Get by there and check them out. We got our good friend Captain Bobby Woodard up on the other side. He's like podcast guy now. Like, people just reach. Yeah, he is. I wanted to have him on the podcast on my podcast, but now he's going to come on the podcast. I don't know.
Now
he might not even do it, right?
No,
yeah, he'll charge.
Yeah, there's an appearance fee. I'll talk to him. I know his agent.
Maybe I'll buy a breakfast. Phone lines are open, 1-800-969-9352. Again, the great Captain Bobby Woodard on the other side. We'll be back.
The preceding program was paid for by Real Animals Fishing.
Yeah, we're not. We had a meeting. We're not doing a booth.
Oh, okay. So, then I won't be able to find you.
Yeah, Jonathan Moss wanted to have a booth. I'm like, dude, you're going to be busy the whole time. I'm not going to sit there.
I can't tell you to have a booth.
Yeah. And Bobby wanted a booth too. And I was like, you ready to sit there?
Yeah.
So it's just tough.
That's cool.
Plus, All Florida, Travis's group, they're not taking the free booth in the conservation corner because ASA will give the Florida Guides Association a free booth.
Okay.
But last year we had a booth there. The Florida Guides Association had a booth at ICAST. We only signed up like 4 people, 5 people, maybe 6 people, I forget. But that doesn't pay for the membership and all the stuff. Even with the free booth, it didn't cover the cost of going there. It's just hard to sign people up. And on top of that, we were right there next to All Florida, so it kind of made sense. All Florida is gonna get a booth like on the main floor in a busier stretch, and they're building a really nice booth. So they're not gonna be there, so we would be totally by ourselves in the corner. So it's like, no, doesn't make sense.
Well, then we can just go and wander.
Yeah. I will be mobile and able to work more.
Yeah.
I mean, last year I didn't even make it down by like 3 aisles.
Yeah. Well, last year we had a lot going on with.
Yeah, we had a mission.
Yeah,
and that's what I said. It's like
two is kind of big.
We had a mission last year.
Kind of a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Chested by. And then I'm going to get a nap.
Yeah, I stopped for a week now because my back is just not quit. And I was like, if I keep pushing this, I'm gonna.
Where's the low back?
Yeah. And I'm every day and night. But that's the crazy part. It's like I'll wake up in the morning, I'm totally locked up. and I'll stretch and I'll feel better. But midday, it's totally locked up again. And then fast forward to the night, I'll stretch for 30 minutes, feel good, feel limber, and then the next morning it's locked back up.
Are you so that?
But I think it's a lot to do with my hips.
So hip and steel.
Yeah.
Joe Hip and Steel, have you looked into that thing?
Yeah, I read his book.
Okay.
And watched his videos. I do his stretches.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing?
Mm-hmm.
The holding them for 2 minutes and then going back.
It helps a lot.
It does, yeah. Helps me a bunch.
Yeah. But it's like it helps for a little bit and then it comes right back. So
I'm gonna get him on the podcast too.
I think I just overtrained too heavily. So it stinks taking time off because you fall back so much, but I'm just trying not to think about it.
Here's the one thing you have to remember, and it takes you a long time in the gym world to figure it out, especially for guys like you and I that become, I don't want to say we become addicted to it, but our body gets really attached to the pheromones that get released when you train.
Endorphins.
Is that what it is? Endorphins? Okay. You know my English is horrible. But muscle memory is real.
Yeah.
The month of December was horrible for me.
Mm-hmm.
I get back in there for a week, 2 weeks, and I'm super vascular again. And you know what I mean? The body reacts really well once you get back in there. Sometimes, especially as you get older, that rest really helps.
Yeah. I think that's the thing to me too that I've learned more is like you get these little tweaks and these little twinges and you can work past them. But if you don't let it heal and you don't rest, then you can get to a point where it's not going to get better. And then you're hurt.
The great Ian Harrison.
And then once you're hurt, then you're even further back.
The great Ian Harrison told me several years ago.
The hurt stop.
Quit doing it. Good.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Quit doing it.
That's true to a point, but it's like squats. Like when do squats feel good? When do lunges feel good? There's always something.
Yeah,
that
but
hurts.
see, and squats to me, they're so beneficial. I get it. That's a tough body exercise, bro. It's like deadlifts.
Mm-hmm.
Deadlifts are a great exercise. There's no doubt about it. But as you get older, you don't see a ton of old guys.
Dude, there's a 90, or I think it was either 91 or 89. I forget. But I look over. I'm doing squats. I look over. He's deadlifting 365. Deadlifting 365. I was like, what the? And I'm looking at him, and then he saw me look at him, and he looked over and laughed. And I talked to him. He was like, yeah, I hold the world record for my age class. I was like, no wonder.
Like I said,
that's respectable.
It's not a lot of guys that can do that at that age.
Crazy.
In my gym, you don't see a bunch of 40, 50, 60-year-old dudes over there squatting heavy or deadlifting heavy. You just don't see it. It's just hard to keep everything straight. And I haven't squatted in a long time.
There's one guy who's got to be in his mid-40s. I haven't really talked to him, but dude, he puts up like 485 on squat. It hurts my back to watch.
I told a joke one time. There was a guy in there. I don't remember what he was benching. It was something stupid. And they called me over because we literally, two of us, one on each side. That's how much weight he had on. And he did it. These 3 high schoolers were like, everybody's kind of standing around. And the dude, I can't remember if he did 2 or 3 of them, but it was a ton of weight. And I let him get done. And I was like, had I done that, my left testicle would now be on that wall. It just shot right out my shorts and went that way, bro. I'd have blew a testicle, bro.
Guaranteed.
Go Forward Real Animals Radio Show, your weekly voyage into Florida fishing. Presented by Hubbard's Marina. Hosted by Captain Mike Anderson and Captain Dylan Hubbard.
Welcome back as we roll into hour number 2 here, the Bartow Forward Real Animals Radio Show. So happy that you are joining us, either here, maybe you're on the iHeart app, or you're on the Facebook feed, Real Animals or Hubbard's Marina. You can bring your questions and comments there, or give us a call, 1-800-969-9352. As promised, we got a legendary lineup here, man. We got Captain Bobby Woodard, the great Jim Fogle, Captain Mike Perry, rocking. So let's check in with Captain Bobby Woodard, the king of the podcast here lately. What's up, dog?
Hey, good morning, fellas. How are y'all?
Thanks for making time for us this morning.
Yeah,
we feel very blessed.
Yeah, I didn't realize we had to like put in a request to get in your schedule.
I scheduled it with his
yeah,
agent.
to schedule it. Yeah.
Yeah, when we hang up, I'll text you my new agent.
Appreciate that. I'm going to need that. I want to get you on the Real Animals podcast too, so that'd be great.
Oh man, I'd love to do that.
Yeah, love to have you.
Yeah,
Good
man,
stuff.
it's been a while since I called into the show, so just wanted to call in this morning.
What have you been
you know,
building? What have you been building?
Well, we were very lucky. We finally finished the beach house the weekend before Christmas, and it's actually why I haven't called in lately because ever since then I've been catching up on 2.5 years of sleep.
So for those unaware, the beach house is in Naples, so they just finished rebuilding it from Hurricane Ian.
Port Charlotte.
Yeah, well, whatever. It's all the same.
Southwest Florida.
But long story short, I mean, that's since September of 22, rebuilding that
22,
house. It's
yep.
crazy.
Wow.
So congrats, buddy. But he gets done building that house and gets home, and his beautiful, loving wife is now working on a cabinet project. So they're redoing the home that he lives in now, too. Bobby just can't help himself.
Well, I mean, again, you know, when you're a world-class podcaster and a great, you know, world-class charter captain, I mean, why not be
Boat
a
builder,
DIY
barn builder.
DIY or do-it-yourself?
He built his own roof.
Yeah, he just does it all.
Mm-hmm.
Builds vehicles and boats and, you know.
Silly.
Did you, when you woke up this morning, did you think, I'm going to call the boys and I'm going to take some heat? They're going to mess with me. Is that what you were thinking?
No, it's all good, man. I'm enjoying it. I'm actually a little concerned. I think you guys may have like hit your head, a few too many times. but no, I'm enjoying it, man. It's all good.
Good, all good.
So you're looking forward to tarpon season? It's around the corner.
It is around the corner. It's on the horizon. I can see it coming. But yes, definitely looking forward to it. It's certainly my favorite time of year. There's no secret to anybody that knows me or has talked to me. It's my personal addiction. So yeah, getting geared up, trying to finish some boat projects, get it tip top and ready for season. And here shortly, I'll be going through the tackle room and placing orders to stock up on all that stuff. And it'll be a fun time. It always is.
No doubt.
It's around the corner. It's an exciting time of year.
It is. Spring is sprungin'.
I'm actually going spec fishing next week, so I'm looking forward to that. I haven't had an opportunity to do a whole lot of that. So, even growing up here in Polk County, I was always a bass guy or inshore, saltwater guy. So really haven't done a whole lot of spec fishing in my life. So that'll be fun to get out there and do that again.
Have you guys seen on social media the damage that Captain Billy Henderson is doing to them specs?
No.
Have you seen the slabs?
No.
Dude, every single post, I'm like, I want to go. I want to go. I want to go. Dude, I mean, every post from this dude is like giant slabs. He's the guy that builds the microdraft skiffs.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Dude. I mean, he is dialed in.
Wow.
Like raging monsters. Every picture, I'm like, they are pigs.
Yeah, the one guy.
Speaking of up that, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say the one guy that I know that does a lot of spec fishing at the federal council meetings is Dr. Overton. He's one of the Gulf Council members. He's out of Alabama, and he does a lot of spec fishing up there.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
He showed me these photos. I was like, man, I got to take some of these and show Mike because they seem like the biggest ones I've ever seen.
I did a trip with my dad. My dad came from Wisconsin down, and me and a neighbor buddy, Jay Deichler, went north to Kentucky Lake and did it one spring.
Wrecked him. Yeah.
It was and my dad was so good at it, and I'll never forget it, God rest his soul, because he was killing me, and he was in the front of the boat, and I couldn't take it anymore. I'm like, dude, you are wearing me out. He's like, all right, Buck, come, let's switch spots. He went to the back of the boat and started wearing them out there. I'm like, you suck. Just wearing them out, dude. He was that guy.
You made him switch chairs?
He was that guy, yes. Get out of that chair. You done caught 30 of them pigs. Let me catch a couple.
What a great memory.
And then he goes to the back and starts whooping my butt back there. And I remember him just belly laughing at me.
That's fishing with your dad, man.
Yeah, you suck.
Yeah.
Captain.
You're a professional. Watch this.
Exactly. Exactly.
You mentioned Billy and the Nature Coast. I was actually on Waypoint the other night, and I saw your show with Brian Sawyer up there. Brian and I actually went to high school together over here in Lakeland.
Good fisherman.
He's a good cat.
Yeah, really good dude,
cat.
man. Really good. That was a freezing cold day. We had to really grind.
No, it looked it, dude. I was cold in my living room watching it.
It was tough, bro. It was super tough. So always good to hear your voice, brother. Looking forward to ICAST. You going to do ICAST with us again this year?
Yes, sir. I'll be
All
up
right.
there.
We're putting the band back together. Love it.
Love it.
Yeah, good stuff.
All righty.
Good
Take
stuff.
care, guys.
Good to hear your voice, Bobby. Thank you. I'll be in
buddy.
touch. We're going to get that podcast rolling, kid.
Yeah, man. Let's do it.
All right, buddy. Talk soon.
All right.
See you. Good peeps right there. Speaking of good peeps, our Coast Guard Auxiliary Captain Extraordinaire, Captain Jim Fogel, with our safe boating tip of the week. Jimmy, how are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Fantastic.
Doing good, buddy.
Pumping some iron there here. Yeah, good for you.
We're trying.
Doing our best.
I hear you. Hey, you know what's happening next Saturday, right? Gasparilla Boat Parade.
The circus is in town.
I knew he's going to be talking about it eventually.
The circus is in
The
town.
floating circus,
Just
right?
stay away.
Yeah. Just want to remind everybody, there is no wake anywhere near the parade route. Anywhere near Davis Island, Harbor Island, any of those downtown, anything, any area down there, no wake. And it's a long channel down there. So
Now, where does that come from? Where does that mandate come from? Who puts that out? Is that the Coast Guard puts it out?
Captain of the port.
Captain of the port.
Could we
who runs all the water around here?
Could we get a phone number for him or a name? Somebody we could email, because I think we should. I just had this thing. It just came to me because now, I mean, if he's able to put up a zero wake, think about it.
Yeah.
He can't put up a zero moron. Seriously, why can't we get a zero more?
It is 2024, 2025 now.
Yeah.
Is that not cool? Is that wrong?
Yeah.
I can't say moron on that.
No, I'm just saying I think it would be hard. That was my intent behind it.
There'd be nobody there. It'd be crickets. Is that what you're thinking?
I mean, to get on a boat
just say-
and like I'm going to go to Gasparilla, there's got to be a little bit in there.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
We're going to be there. So
No, we ain't.
Yeah.
We not going to be there. You,
I'm going to be there.
You might be there.
Yeah.
We not going to be there.
Yeah.
There's going to be no jet skis allowed.
Oh wow,
No
That's an
paddlers,
interesting rule.
No
Yeah.
paddlers of any kind. No drones within 3 miles of the parade route.
nice.
No beads thrown at each other or in the water.
Wow.
It's going to be crowded. Oh Lord, it's going to be crowded. So
How do they
please,
control
if
the-
you're going to go?
How do they control the beads?
There's so many police officers in the mix, and they're quick to pull you over, dude. Really quick.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's going to be and remember this year, I think I didn't see it on this new edict they sent out, but I think it's been declared a primary security area. So there's going to be even more money and more police officers on the water than there normally are, because there's more money allotted for them to subcontract out to some of the agencies around St. Pete.
The
Tampa,
number of boats that are there, the police officers and law enforcement from multiple agencies, it's like 1 to 5, 1 to 10. Like it's amazing, awe-inspiring how much law enforcement presence they have. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Between the speeders and the BUIs.
Oh yeah.
If you want to get pulled over really quick, you put a cold one up on the console. Okay, it is legal to have alcoholic beverages open on your boat, but if you're the captain, you better not be drinking, and you better have control over your passengers. You don't want anybody falling out. You don't want anybody getting hurt.
Right.
That's really, really a bad time.
And I'll tell you what,
Also,
with water temp being as low as it's probably going to be,
ooh, yeah.
getting wet and ending up back in the boat, that ain't going to be good.
No.
Oh no!
Yeah,
no, sir. That'll be a sad time.
Yeah.
And for people that haven't had their boat out, this happens every year too. If you haven't had your boat out in several months, start that thing up today. Get that battery topped off. get all your gear out, make sure it's in good shape. If you run out of fuel, there's not going to be any place to get it, and it's going to take forever for a towboat to get to you. So let's prep up on this thing. You got a week before it happens. So if you're going to go,
and you better
do it smartly.
And you better believe that towboat's going to charge premium.
Oh, you think?
I couldn't imagine.
No.
Oh, you could probably leave it and buy a new boat.
You're not wrong.
No, that's probably pretty
you're at Gasparilla? We'll be right there.
Right.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Good call,
Thanks
brother.
for the time.
Good stuff.
We'll be talking later.
All right, my friend.
Coast Guard
Appreciate you.
Auxiliary in St. Pete. Jim Fogel, be safe out there.
Thank you, my friend.
Captain Jim from the top rope.
Oof.
No paddlecraft, no jet ski. That's always an interesting rule.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they started that like 2 years ago. It's a good rule.
Again, a paddlecraft and a jet ski this particular year, with it being this cold, neither one of those sounds good. People don't care, I know.
Yeah.
But maybe that's that whole moron thing.
I was just going to say that. I was waiting for you, though.
No, I got you.
That's your thing. That's your shtick.
I saw you glaze over a little. I was like, I think I know where he's going with this. We got our good friend Captain Mike Perry up on the other side. Hopefully, we'll hear from you as well. 1-800-969-9352. The Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show. We're So the first thing I thought of was, I'm like, hold on, 0 wake. They can make a 0 wake rule, and why can't we do this?
So Scott Cole asked on the stream here about a real animals friendly fisherman fishing conversation at the past.
Yeah.
Because we talked about that one time.
Yeah.
But also the Bartow Ford, people have been asking about that. Do you have a date?
I do not.
No date.
They just, I'll ask her again this week and see what I can find out. I don't know what's going on.
All right.
I will try to find out. But what we should
We
do,
are going to get dates for you guys.
what we should do is schedule the one at the pass.
Okay.
They don't want to do one, let's put one together.
Yeah. Do a Pinellas County one?
Yeah.
Cool.
We need to do one anyway.
Yeah.
We'll just start doing
Before we get to spring and it's crazy busy.
Well, like I said, if we could find the right location, I personally would like to start doing them every month or every other month. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a great opportunity.
You know what Salt Strong does? The Pinellas County chapter of Salt Strong, they meet at the Seminole City Center movie theater. So it's free parking, and it's a movie theater. So you have a 60-foot screen behind you for displays and stuff. Yeah, and they have a whole movie theater. So you're sitting in a comfy lazy boy, and waiters and waitresses are bringing you food and drink.
Is there alcohol there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why don't we talk to them?
Yeah. They'll have us anytime. Yeah. We could do it there, too.
It's not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm. They've got the Mad Snooker coming this next month.
Oh, Salt Strong does?
Yeah, I'm going to try to get to that one.
He
Yeah.
does a great.
Yeah. And you don't have to be a Salt Strong member either. You can attend their meetings. It is open to the public, I believe. Pretty sure. 99. Actually, no, I'm 100% sure.
think we gotta get one scheduled because I'm not sure. I wish I knew for sure what was going on at Bartow, but I know one of the big wigs is retiring, so that's had things in a flux. But I actually called yesterday on my way to my doctor's appointment in St. Pete, and my contact there, she didn't answer. So, because I keep getting questions about it too.
Yeah.
So everybody likes them and the way we do them, and so we probably ought to
try to do one of those.
And yeah, if you can give me a location and all that, we don't have to. I know you're busy, so
the Friendly Fisherman will do it, but the problem at the Friendly Fisherman is parking. There's tons of parking, but it's paid parking. It's a challenge. But they could come to the seminar and then fish John's Pass, you know.
Well, I'd like to bring the business to you either way, but whatever you think's best.
We could do parking vouchers, so it's $7. So it's not terrible, but $7 to come to the seminar instead of free parking is challenging. And people wouldn't want to make it down there, but we could do it later too. We could start it at 7, so people aren't fighting traffic.
Oh yeah, for sure. We do it at 7. Do it 7 to 9. And
yeah,
for sure. For sure. Welcome back. Again, if you're in the need of a roof or a roof repair, nobody does it better than Affordable Roofing Systems. 3 decades worth now of roofing expertise to come and help you with your needs. Shingle, metal, tile, flat roofs, it doesn't matter. Nobody does it better. You can check them out online at affordableroofingflorida.com or give them a call today at 1-888-397-ROOF. Get you a free estimate. David Torres and the people over there at Affordable Roofing Systems are amazing. Amazing people. Let's go to the phone lines here. Check in. Phone lines are open if you want to join us. 1-800-969-9352. Let's check in with the beautiful Florida Keys, Captain Mike Perry. This is the time of year to be in the Keys if they could get the wind to stop blowing. But what's going on, Michael? How are you?
Oh, fantastic, guys. Fantastic. First call of the new year. So I know you guys had a great new year and a great Christmas. So
that was good.
Glad, but it's all back to going back to work for everybody. The fishing's been fantastic. The snapper fishing continues to be wonderful. Like you said, when we can get out on the water, and the wind lays down.
Right.
Today is a made-for-order day.
Yeah, this is that time of year down there, though, where the bridge fishing is crazy for the snapper, right?
Oh, it's nuts. Absolutely nuts. Inshore. And that's, we call that inshore fishing because it's bridges, even some areas where locals know. There's a spot right on Big Pine Key. A lot of people don't know this, but a lot of areas got dug out to make the islands even, a little higher. Well, there's underwater caves that flow out to the regular, to the Gulf Atlantic. Fish are in there. Let me tell you something. There's one spot on Big Pine I don't tell anybody about. You have to be with me. And I'll say, let's grab a bucket of shrimp or live bait and take a walk. And they're like, where are we going? I said, I'll show you. And there are some of the biggest mangrove snapper. I've caught it all. Lori caught a 24-inch red grouper out of this hole.
Whoa.
I've got the picture. It's somewhere on my Facebook. She's holding a big red grouper on a fish grip, and it came out of that same hole. We've caught barracuda, tarpon, permit, jacks, you name it. They get in that cave system, come up into it. Looks like a pond. It really looks like a big pond.
I've never had more fishing. I've never had more fun fishing from a dock than in the Keys. I mean, we went down there for the FWC meeting, and I had my 3- and 5-year-old, and we were fishing a sabiki rig, catching lanes, muttons, schoolmasters, dog snapper. I mean, just crazy fish right from the dock. And then all of a sudden, sharks are swimming by, barracuda. We hooked like a 5-foot barracuda. It's jumping all around. My kids' eyes were all big. It was so much fun. It's like 15 foot deep. You can see them on the bottom.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's so clean down there.
it's bad for me and all the hundreds and hundreds of captains that fish throughout the Keys. But if you really want to take a vacation and you don't have the money to pay for a charter, there's plenty of ways to get a nice fish dinner. If you want to keep some or you're just releasing them, there's plenty. If you're a battle fisherman like sharks and Goliath grouper, if you just want to battle yourself, you can go put a big chunk of something on, right at any one of our bridges, get to the deeper parts, and ask the locals. I mean, we have the bridge groups like the Skyway Misfits. We have them. Just ask them. They love to teach people and everything. So the fishing is hot. We got cobia yesterday. We got all the snappers you want. The mutton bite, just like you've been seeing, the mutton bite is insane right now. But no, it's been wonderful. Great fishing. And one more quick thing, I'd be remiss to say, let's send a little healing vibes out to our friend from the Sunday show, Mike Mahoney. God bless him, what he's been through. Remember, guys, you can't go fishing if your health isn't in tune. So this should be a reminder to all the people that listen to this show, the Sunday show, whatever. Take care of yourself, then go fishing.
Amen. Well said, my friend.
All right,
we appreciate you. Tell everybody real quick how they can find you, Mike.
813-434-8086, CaptainMichael47gmail.com. Or just call our big guy, Mike Anderson, and say, I want to go to the Keys and fish with somebody. He'll give you my number if you didn't catch it, and you come on down and we'll fit you on in.
You're the man, brother. Good job. We appreciate you, dog. Good call.
All right, guys, have a great day. God bless and tight line.
Thanks, Michael.
See you, buddy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely praying for Mr. Mahoney to return to 100% health. He is home and he's doing okay, so that's a plus. I made a joke when I was at Mahoney's the other day with his son Mark. I was like, whatever it was that showed up on Mahoney was like, oh, hell no. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I'm not.
Just glad he's better, man.
Not interested in tackling this adventure, so. No doubt. No doubt.
Vacated quickly.
Yes, for sure. Phone lines are open here. We got about a half hour left on the show. 1-800-969-9352. Light them up. Talking fishing. Bartow Ford, Real Animals Radio. We'll be back.
From the local Lexus dealers, WFLA News Desk. This is News Radio, WFLA.
Yeah, two of our guests are heading down there, Dan the Fishman and Adam Franklin.
The Keys?
Yeah, Adam's already in the Keys, and Dan the Fishman's driving down there to meet him. And they meet down there and fish the bridges and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
One of my favorite shows ever was talking fishing on bridges down there, man.
Yeah.
So much fun, dude. The fish go in and out and in and out.
Yeah.
So we ran to Bahia Honda. I think that's the bridge we ran to, the long run south. And got some pointers from this guy that fishes the bridge, my buddy Greg Poland knew.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the one where I got off the boat onto the bridge and had to hand my rod underneath. They went around, and I jumped up over the thing. Literally, the first jump, when he ate, he went under the bridge, and I literally had to go like this because he was jumping. I'm like, oh, boy, here we go. It was crazy, dude.
That's fun.
I did that with Josh from Aqua Traction.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
We were down there for the FWC meeting and just fishing from the docks and stuff. The FWC meeting was at that Hawks Cay Resort.
Oh, yeah, I've been there.
And it was awesome because it was a slow time of year, so the price wasn't bad. But the docks there where we were staying, there's big no fishing signs everywhere. No fishing, no fishing, no fishing. But you got a 3 and a 5-year-old with you, right? So I'm good. A couple of people walked by and they kind of looked, but they didn't mess with us, thankfully. So that's the good camouflage, just having the kids with you.
For sure.
You're less likely to get yelled at.
I think when I was at Hawks Cay, we were there for a Toyota event when Toyota was the sponsor of the show years ago. So probably 18, 19 years ago. On the back of the door, the room rates were on the back of the door, and it was $800 a night.
Wow.
I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I remember calling Beth going, I wish you were here.
Yeah.
She's like, really? I'm like, yeah, we should be together in this room.
Yeah.
We had giant raised tub. I mean, it was incredible.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
place. Beautiful.
And they have affordable times a year there.
Yeah, for sure.
And they do crazy deals for Florida residents. If you get on their mailing list and you go that slow time of year, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're right there by Bahia Honda.
Yeah.
And they have a whole charter fleet right there.
No doubt.
Good people.
Yeah. It's a beautiful resort for sure.
Yeah.
I should look into that because I'd love to get Beth down there.
Yeah, like I think that meeting was in October, November, December, somewhere in there. That's a slower time. Once they get into like January, all the snowbirds come down and it's crazy busy.
Yeah. This is when the keys go off right now. And the fishing too. The fishing in the keys is ridiculous. Right now. Ridiculous. We're going to have Mike Rogal on with us tomorrow. Captain Mike Rogal.
What's he from again?
He fishes all over the bay, but he's out of like Safety Harbor.
Oh, okay.
Great guy. Great guy. One of my favorites. We've been friends for a while.
I thought he was up north for some reason.
He's just in the north part of the bay. He's really, really good in the north part of the bay. He can fish anywhere in the bay, but if you get him up there towards Safety Harbor, yeah, he's lethal. Especially this time of year.
Yeah, this time of year.
Redfish and all that. He's really good up there. Really good. Great dude. Ever since I met him, I really liked him. I've been a fan for a long time.
This is that time of year. The north end of the bay goes off.
Yep, I'm going to be visiting there once I get my skiff fixed up right here. Dude, look at this picture. Seriously.
Mike's struggling with technology.
No, I thought I put it in my regulars, but I didn't. Look at this photo of our dog.
Oh.
Colored pencil.
That's crazy.
Colored pencil, bro.
Huh.
Yeah. Colored pencil. My friend's wife did it for us. Like, ridiculous. I'm trying to find the actual... There's a picture that I have that matches it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I sent the picture to her and that's what she drew.
Yeah.
Dude, it's unbelievable.
That's nuts.
Yeah, she's so talented. I mean, every detail in that picture is in there. It's crazy. We had Jeff Harrell on last week from Bartow.
Yeah.
It was great.
He's a good dude.
He's a really good dude. That's a really good place. There's the picture.
That's crazy.
Look at how, dude, it's unbelievable. Even the color of the Izzy on a collar, all that stuff is in that picture.
Do we have a caller?
We do.
Okay. We still haven't talked about it in a minute 59.
I'm afraid. Welcome back. Last big segment of the morning at 7:36 here at the Empire. Let's go to the phones here. Speaking of big speckled perch, our good friend Ron at Ron's Tackle Box with our freshwater report. He is our freshwater guru. How are you, Ronnie? What's going on, buddy?
Doing great this morning.
Yeah?
A little bit of rain over here this morning.
Oh, nice. That should turn things on a little bit.
But yeah, it's kind of let up. It's just kind of a brief shower. But this week, it's been so cold, the water temperature dropped. The fish are thriving. Speckled perch, wonderful. Big ones about all these lakes out here.
Nice.
Been really good. Fishing in the canals is real good because water's shallower, gets colder quicker. So that's a good place to fish.
Yeah.
People on the shorelines doing well, and the boats doing well. Bass are staging, getting a lot of staging bass, getting ready for the spawn coming up. And so a lot of activity, a lot of thriving fish, big bluegill. It's been a great week, the people that went.
What are they catching the specks on, do you know?
Mainly minnows.
Okay.
Minnows are about the best. Some people use grass shrimp, but again, I encourage people just to catch a few themselves, not buy them commercially, because when they're commercially taking them, it ruins the lake.
Yeah, right. No good.
Absolutely. That's the food chain.
I like to jig. I like to jig fish them personally. I like to flip them little bitty colored jigs up there along the edges of the pads, and it's so much fun when they thump those things. God,
Yes.
it's a blast. I mean, it might be. It's up there with one of my favorite fish to catch on them ultralight rods. So cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
It is so fun.
Ultralight fishing is fun.
On the jig fishing, orange color's been working well.
Okay. All
A
right.
lot of orange.
Orange. I got a bunch of orange.
There you go.
I gotta get out.
He's got the itch.
I have the itch bad to get out there. That Billy Do you know Capt. Billy Henderson from over there towards Crystal River?
No, I heard of him. I don't know him personally.
Dude is a beast. He is a beast when it comes to these speckled perch. He keeps putting these giant slabs on his social media like he's taunting me. Like
I'll have to.
he's picking on
Coaxing
me.
you.
He's picking on me, Ron.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
have to go up there and see if I can find that guy because I'm up there quite a bit.
pulling on my heartstrings.
Yeah.
He's all fired up about spec fishing.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude, it's that time of
But
year.
here's the thing. A lot of people get fired up. They need to go.
I agree.
Don't wait till they're not biting.
Get your butt out there. This is the time of
All the
year.
time.
Yeah, this time of year. If you want to catch a big bass, you want to catch, in my opinion, one of the best eating fish on the planet, now's the time to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's been really good. Now, today's a great day to be out here because next week's going to be sour. So, if you can get out today's probably the best day in the next 7.
Yeah, they need to come see you and get loaded up, and you'll tell them where to go, and life is good.
Yep, we love it.
Tell everybody how they can find you, Ronnie.
All righty, I'm at 380 South Lake Shore Way, which is 1792 in Lake Alfred. Phone number 863-956-4990.
You are the freshwater guru, and we appreciate you more than you know, brother.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, guys.
All right, partner.
Have a great week.
You too. Enjoy your day. Thanks, partner.
Thanks.
Bye, buddy. The best, like royalty. That guy
Freshwater guru.
He is the freshwater guru. He knows it all. Okay, so now let's talk about this amendment thing. We got about 20 minutes left. Go ahead and get me all fired up so I get a great workout when I leave here.
So Amendment 59 has been proposed in the South Atlantic. So this is East Coast. This is not West Coast.
Doesn't
but
matter.
It's making its way on social media, and a lot of people have questions or are confused by it. But essentially what's happening is there's a secretarial amendment. And this normally doesn't happen this way in federal waters. How it works is these councils, the Gulf Council in the Gulf, the South Atlantic Council in the South Atlantic, they are an advisory body to NOAA, and they come up with recommendations, regulations, and they send them to NOAA. NOAA approves them, and it goes through rulemaking, and the Secretary of Commerce signs off. What's been happening in the South Atlantic with red snapper is they've been in this rebuilding program, but red snapper have unfortunately continued to basically not meet its targets. In a rebuilding program, you have these severely depressed catch limits or catch levels or quotas. And what's happening is people go out there and fish, and as they're fishing for other things like mutton or grouper, you're catching red snapper and releasing them because there's more and more red snapper. So these released fish, there's a percentage of mortality associated with released fish, discard mortality. And essentially, if the quota is super small and you go out there and catch and release a bunch of red snapper, it potentially could fill the quota in just released fish. So the season never opens, but the quota's been hit because so the quota's been hit because of these released fish. And so every year the quota keeps getting hit or exceeded, so it's failing its rebuilding targets.
Stop releasing them.
And this has been ongoing for a long time.
Let them keep some more red snapper, then you wouldn't have so many discard.
Yes. So the discard issue has been ongoing, and it's just been building to this crescendo. And it's stuck in this circular pattern, right? Is you have a low quota, it's hit and exceeded. Then next year there's a payback, so the quota's lower. It gets hit or exceeded again. The quota gets lower. And it just keeps, and they're down to like a 1 or 2 day season for red snapper.
They can't figure out how back-asswards that is.
Yeah, so the council has just not been taking action. And essentially NOAA has been saying, hey, if you guys don't do something, then we're going to have to step in because federal law says you have to end overfishing. And so NOAA's been saying this, and the council's not taking action. Then NOAA got sued. There was a group that sued them because the red snapper rebuilding program has been failing. So they get sued and they lost. So now the court is ordering NOAA to take action, and the council isn't doing it. So now NOAA has to step in with the secretarial amendment. And I've never seen this happen. This is something unique that doesn't normally happen. So now this regulation is coming top down, and it's worrisome because it is coming top down. It doesn't go through the normal channels, and you don't have the same fisherman input, and you don't have the same ability to affect any rulemaking.
You can't.
So essentially, this is coming top down. So now the only course of action that could potentially prevent this or change this is litigation, which it sounds like ASA, 6a-8a, some of these big groups are going to get together and sue. So that's one option to potentially stop it, but also the new administration coming in could very well potentially stop it as well. So it's interesting, but essentially what Amendment 59 does is it proposes a bottom fishing closure. So what that means is literally no one can go out there and bottom fish at all. Closes 55 species for 3 months, December 1st to the end of February, from Port Canaveral to the Florida-Georgia state line. So a huge swath of water, you just can't bottom fish at all. It's crazy, but it would give them like 5 to 7 days of red snapper season. So you go from a 1 or 2 day season, you get a 5 to 7 day season, but you lose 3 months
of everything else.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Dude, the economic impact alone, dude. And it's so ignorant. If you're having that much dead discard, means you're catching too many of them.
Yeah. And it speaks to the rigidity and inflexibility of federal law, right? MSA has these dictates, and you have to meet these barriers.
I have no tolerance. I have no tolerance for stupid. If you look at it, I had this problem when I was in the military. I literally would get told to do something, and I'd turn around out of my boss's office, and I'd take a couple steps, and I'd go put my head back in and go, sir, this is stupid, right? Like, I'm not just crazy, right? This is stupid. And the really good supervisors that have it would be like, yeah, it's pretty dumb, but we're doing it. Okay, I was going to go do it anyway. I just wanted to know I wasn't crazy before I went out there and did it. Because this is stupid. That's stupid, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's the part that frustrates people. That's why nobody trusts them.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's nobody in charge that's smart enough to go, you know what, that's stupid. We're going to redo this.
Yeah.
And just get the stuff done.
Yeah. And that's the frustrating part is I think a lot of people agree with that sentiment, but they've been boxed into this corner by federal law and now the court. So I think the only thing that can overturn this is another court case. And it sounds like that's what's coming. Very frustrating.
Should be a really good work.
But this is East Coast stuff. So when you hear about this, it's not West Coast. But the concerning thing for me is there's a precedence.
100%.
And in the Gulf, we have a big problem with discard and discard mortality.
Of course.
So if it works on the East Coast, potentially.
That's exactly what they're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're just setting up a tripwire for us. That's all they're doing.
Yeah. It's a concerning thing.
Yeah.
It sets a precedent.
You bet. Well, that's ugly.
Mm-hmm. Scary. Yeah, very frustrating.
Yeah, makes me want to go shoot sporting clays.
And like I said, it's a secretarial amendment coming top down, so it's not like you can have much effect on it. This has been so long in the making that, unfortunately, it's
so whose fault is it really? I mean, where's the big fault at?
I would say the whole system. The whole system has failed.
Well, we've been saying that forever.
Yeah.
That the system is not set up right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I can't. I mean, everyone that listens to this show knows I'm not very bright. They know that. If we can see it, if I can see how bad it is, how come all these super college educated morons that we're paying to sit on these, boards and seats and get nominated can't put two and two together?
Yeah, it comes
pretty
down
scary.
to these rebuilding targets, right? Is where do you rebuild? You're mandated by federal law to rebuild the fishery, but where do you rebuild it to? There's no target. Like, do you rebuild it to virgin stock levels when people weren't around to fish? Do you rebuild it to
Right.
where it was 5 years ago? Do you rebuild it to where it was 10 years ago? There's no target. So it becomes very difficult. In the East Coast, there's a lot of these red snapper, and there's more and more every day. So the fishermen are saying, hey, there's red snapper everywhere. Open the season. We need to kill some of these fish. But federal law is in this rebuilding program, and unfortunately, the quotas met or exceeded. So according on paper, the rebuilding program is failing.
You have to be smart enough to change things as things evolve. You can't just be that dense. I mean, that makes no sense. I understand it. Somebody wrote it down somewhere, so it goes into law. But there should be something set up that, like an ignorance level gets met here. Like, okay, this no longer makes sense. We have to do something different. There should be something in place.
And in the Gulf, we're doing that thing called the Wreck Fishing Initiative, which is trying to get to that. And Andy Strelchek, the head of NOAA in the Southeast region, is the one who proposed this. So it's interesting to see where the Gulf is compared to the South Atlantic, because I feel like in the Gulf, we're 3 decades ahead of where they are in the South Atlantic. So I'm hopeful there's some positive news, at least in the Gulf, that we're taking management measures now to evaluate how to avoid these problems.
I hope you're right. Gym workouts.
Getting fired up.
I just don't do stupid well. Stupid doesn't make any sense. If everyone knows it's stupid, then fix it. And it shouldn't take 2 years to get the shit done.
Unfortunately, that's fast.
One little segment here, wrapping things up on the other side. I'm sure our main man, Derek DeBose, is ready to be done with us here this morning. We will be back wrapping things up on the other side.
For more information about content.
I had to hit the head.
Sorry about that. I don't ever do that. I was fired up. Yeah, I've been fired up before. I don't ever do that. That's weird. Sorry about that.
$1,500 inserts.
Is that how much they were?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
God, I think when I got mine, they were 8.
Yeah. When they rung me up, I was like, "Oh, Mike sent me here."
I didn't get a cut, so.
Yeah.
The nice part about those is, for me, they help. It's the only thing that helped.
Yeah.
And.
Well, I haven't had any plantar fasciitis issues since then.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, because you'll wear them out.
Yeah.
You'll wear them out. You go back in there, $20, they give you another pair.
Well, you told me that, and I went back in there because I thought I wore them out, and they're like, "No, you're good."
How long did you have them?
I walked on them for probably close to a year.
They said, "No, you're good."
Yeah. I was kind of disappointed.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Huh. Every time I go in the branded one, I just give them. It might be $40 now or something, but get a new pair. Are you taking Epsom salt baths and all that?
No.
I want to start those too, buddy. Getting old age for sissies.
No. Turning 34 next weekend.
34? Oh, it's your birthday.
Yeah.
Man, are you in next weekend? You doing a show?
No, I told you.
Oh, you told me that. Good to know.
Remind you.
I totally forgot. What's next weekend? What's the date?
Mike Anderson and Dylan Hubbard.
Welcome back. Wrapping things up here on a beautiful Saturday morning before the weather goes south, it looks like. Putting another shout out, Relentless Perpetual Edge Knives. If you're looking for a great gift or you just got an outdoorsman in your life who's always filleting fish, fresh fish for the family, go to relentlessknivesusa.com. Find out for yourself why this is the knife all the pros are talking about. It is unbelievable. Ultra hard carbide, never rust titanium blade, true grit glass, reinforced ABS handle on a knife that is perfectly balanced. Comes in 5 great models to choose from. Take the work out of filleting a pile of fish and get your Relentless Knives today. Again, go to relentlessknivesusa.com. Great, great product for sure.
Awesome people, too.
Yeah, good peeps, man. Really good peeps. We'll have George in here again soon. Fixing to do a podcast with them here as well. So lots of good stuff going on for Real Animals. Lots of stuff going on good for Hubbard's Marina. So
the bite is on.
The bite is on.
Get out and capture those weather windows when the weather's nice. You got to get out there and go fishing.
We got myself, Captain Big Ben Marshall, and Captain Mike Rogal going to be on DAE tomorrow. So you can tune in there from 7 to 9 a.m. We'll be talking some skinny water fishing. Mike Rogal, really, really good. He's got a skiff just similar to mine. Likes to fish skinny, chasing tail and redfish this time of year. So we're going to pick his brain on a bunch of tricks and techniques and stuff like that. So lots of stuff to talk about there as well. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Should be a good morning.
Gasparilla. So your birthday's coming up.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
34, January 24th.
34.
Birthday week is ensued.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What day is that? That's Friday?
It's Friday.
Oh, you're a Friday birthday this year.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay.
Looking forward to having a good dinner.
Yeah.
Going to ABC Seafood over in Pinellas Park. Place is killer.
Really?
Yeah, it's this Chinese food place. Oh, man.
That's where you chose?
Oh, yeah. It's good stuff.
Okay.
Very unique. They have this Peking duck thing. Oh, my gosh.
Really?
Oh, incredible.
Okay.
Yeah. Good food.
That would
ABC Seafood.
I'm assuming Emily was like, well, hey, where do you want to go for your birthday? And that's what you chose?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a family special for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole family's going to be there. It's going to be fun.
Whole family?
Yeah.
Be a whole crowd
A whole crowd of Hubbards.
Hubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of dangerous.
M Hubs, D Hubs. Everybody hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, looking forward to it. The kids are going to be there. It's going to be a good time.
Good. Well, good. Well,
Nothing beats food and family.
Happy birthday.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
I'll try to make sure that the following week we still have a show.
Yeah.
I'll do what I can.
Well, I don't know.
No promises.
I'm a little worried.
Yeah, no promises. I'm not going to try to over-deliver with a crazy promise.
Got to keep it realistic.
Yeah, we got to keep it real.
Yeah.
You know, Derek will probably be here. He'll keep us all right. He's got a dump button.
That's what it's for.
Yeah, exactly.
Mike is off the leash.
Captain Mike button. So you can't supervise me. I'm the supervisor. No?
I don't know. I think that role has changed. Hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Well, on this show, I'm the supervisor. Another show, I'm the supervisor.
And there's something to be said about that. So check in tomorrow morning. Don't miss it. Tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m., the live show on the Real Animals and Hubbard Marina Facebook as well. You can win free trips, talk fishing. It's going to be a good time there as well. Get out and capitalize on this weather window today, or wait until the weather backs off. Hopefully this upcoming weekend we look like we might have a weather window too.
Yeah, hopefully. Sure. Good stuff. Good stuff. We got a lot of football to watch tonight, tomorrow. Saturday's good. Playoff football, baby.
And if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too darn busy.
Sidelines, thanking everybody for joining us on the Facebook feeds there, Real Animals and Hubbard's. Again, Real Animals Junior Pro staff. Go to realanimals.com if you know a junior angler that might be right for the team. Go there, fill out the application, get those applications turned in. Tight lines, everybody, again, Team Mahoney Company Real Animals Radio Show tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Give it on DAE and 95.3 as well. So check us out there. Derek DeBose, you the man, sir. We appreciate you, my brother. Tight lines, everybody. Have a great, great Saturday. We love you.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Have a good day. Thanks for being a part of our Saturday morning family. And hopefully you enjoy next weekend as well. Capt, Mike, and guests will be there.
Yeah, well, maybe you'll just get me.
Who knows? That'll be a little worrisome. Y'all have a good one, Tight Lines. We'll see you next weekend.
A lot of solo shows, buddy.
Yeah. He is a pro.
Yeah. No, it's not true.
See you guys.
Police arrested Brenton Clark, who they say attacked